ride or die.
Welcome back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2003 Honda Civic Type R. Now I'm going to say straight away, this is the Civic or Honda guys out there wet dream. This has had the Spoon parts catalogue thrown at it. This is the JDM of JDMness on a UK DM Civic Type R. Very, very interesting car for me to bring to the channel. As ever guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, but onwards to the B roads. A rundown of this car, because as you can see it looks, you know, relatively poised and relatively standard in a sense, but yes, it sort of is. But it has had all of the best Spoon stuff that the owner could get thrown at it. It has the Spoon exhaust system, which, let's just talk about pricing as we tip this thing into some of the Isle of Wight's best corners to really get a bit of excitement behind this car, because apart from the yellow wheels, the Spoon wheels that are on this thing, you wouldn't necessarily know what was going on with this thing. It is, as the owner of the car comes past me on his motorbike, he is not messing around. We've sort of gone out for a blast together today. As I said to him, you know, do you want to come out on your bike and we'll go for a blast in both of the vehicles? I thought that would be quite cool for the camera work and for me as well, to try and keep up with him on a motorbike. But yeah, this is his daily car, and it is one hell of a car. Yes, it is not running loads of power and cams and stuff. The suspension has been changed for the Mugen dampers with Spoon progressive springs, which again is a very simple thing for me to say out loud, but it has transformed this car. Not that the EP3 wasn't phenomenal anyway. It now drives, tracks, goes round corners like it is literally on rails, this thing. The dampening and how this thing actually performs with those parts on is hilarious. It is so good to drive and throw around. You can really feel those working in your favour, because this car, I tell you, you point it at a corner and it is so happy to throw around. So this corner here, it is phenomenal to drive this thing. You're sat on the lighter weight Spoon wheels, which are actually pretty much identical size wise to the original wheels that you would get on an EP3, but these of course are lighter. In fact, these wheels, we will come back to the wheels, incredibly hard to find these wheels in the original yellow Spoon colours that they would have come out the factory with. So hard to find these wheels, you have no idea. After going to Spoon myself towards the start of last year, it was just an eye-opener, and now I'm in the UK driving one of the cars that has their parts on it. I can completely see why they charge what they want. I will just point out the stickers on here are actually Japanese Spoon stickers the owner wanted to bring into the country. They were some money. I'm just going to say they were some money. But all original parts, even down to the Spoon Sport steering wheel that is on this car. It is, again, if we're talking about pricing, this, whatever you pay for it, is always going to be worth that money down the line. Even down to the Spoon Sports gear knob, which is shorter, and this car hasn't got a different throw whatsoever in the actual gearbox, but it feels so much more notchy and tight because of that gear knob. It's even got, and you're going to like this, Civic fans out there, it's got the tinted glass all round from Spoon. Again, these mirrors are like 200 quid. You guys out there know, the Civic fanboys out there will know that these mirrors are like one of those things you need to put on your build if you're going down a certain manufacturer route. This is a prime example of what could be accomplished from Spoon Sports themselves, and I must say it drives like no other EP3 I've ever driven. It's even got these Evo seats in it. They're, you know, the same sort of style as the Premier seats, but of course, if you're on a budget, the Evo seats would be the way to go. Yeah, just this car, it's not a power build. It's not trying to be anything that it's not. This car is the finest parts from probably one of the best, you know, people that build Honda Civic parts. Spoon are up there. If you know Spoon, if you are a Spoon fan, you'll know exactly what sort of vehicle I'm actually driving today. A car that has all of the best Spoon parts on it. Now next year, the owner actually wants to put cams from Spoon into the car, so to bring the brake horsepower up, which would be really good to come back and sort of enjoy that when it's got, you know, slightly more power, some set of cams in it. But I must admit, this is one of the tightest, nicest driving Honda Civics I've ever driven, and it's really good full circle for me because I've been to Spoon. I've, you know, seen the stuff. I've driven a few cars with their stuff on. Not once have I driven something this tight. It's got 148,000 miles, this car. You would not think it with how poised this thing is to drive. It is just on another level, and yes, Spoon parts are incredibly expensive, but that does not take away from the fact that this car is phenomenal to drive. The money that's been spent on this car, yes, it is warranted. You see Spoon parts, you see how much money it actually is to buy these certain parts, the wheels, even the mirrors, like little bits like that. But I get it. I've never once thought, oh, why is that so expensive? That's crazy. I've always thought, yeah, there must be a reason why they charge so much. Today, the realization is true because this car drives unbelievable. And I genuinely think it would put a lot of bigger, exciting, more powerful or whatever cars to shame with the way this thing drives and the way it goes around a corner. It's a full car, this. It is relatively standard, yes, but it's the best version of a production Spoon kitted Type R I've ever driven. Like, ever driven. Fantastic car, this. Awesome for the UK B road as well. But if you did like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll see you all on the next one.